adult voices. Okay.
Is a classic group of children characters that have been around for so long, and yet their concerns, their worries transcend time. I think sometimes we forget that there's a certain level of innocence involved in Charlie Brown and involved in Charlie Brown's concerns, and yet we all still have it, and we bury it under layers of justification and psychoses and expert studies and reports and anything we can find on the internet that matches our interpretation. And the reality is as human beings, we still want to connect. We still want to, be with other human beings. And the joy of this particular production is that is the climax. It really is, hey, Christmas is about an attitude. It is not about things. And I've always thought Christmas should be about an attitude.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown. When you get up to that is honor, that is very rare indeed. Beautiful. I like that. It's making me like Christmas now. Sorry. Okay.
Both Greg and I love the songs from You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, the musical that was created from the comics. And I'm a big fan of Snoopy the Musical, because I actually think it's better than Charlie Brown, because it's actually got a plot. And so we said, well, we've got some really good songs there, so what if we did something what we call like a musical review, and just bring some of those songs, have the same characters in the play get to sing the songs too. And so we looked at that, and of course then you list all your favorite songs and you realize, well, you've got an hour and 15 minutes worth of singing, So it required us to pare it down, and then also, as a sensible, you've got to give it a little, some sort of sense of organization, a through line. And that's where we kind of said, hey, and as I said, I talked about doing a song a month, which song belongs in February, what song belongs in March, but that got a little repetitious. And so by putting it in seasons, then they gave us some fluidness. And so that's what we did.
For about 3 years now, I've been debating whether or not to get on stage. The board has asked me several times if I was planning on it. David, our executive director, has also been trying to convince me to go on stage, because at a certain point, it's important for our volunteers and our audience to see me on stage, to understand that my training is in acting, not just directing. In fact, my master's is primarily in acting. So it is an opportunity, for me to demonstrate my competency in that sort of realm, so that my actors know that when I give them a note, when I give them a direction, I know of what I speak, not just through study and training, but through actual experience. The Peanuts essentially speak with adult voices. Though they are children, they are really the voice of sort of an adult viewpoint of the world put into the mouths of children. Although I don't think that children do think all that far off what some of the Peanuts do in general. So it does work better with adults, because it's inherently dealing with neurosis and all these things that we as adults deal with. But also there's that level of nostalgia. We all remember being 8. We all remember waiting for Christmas. We all remember, the joy of Halloween and throwing on a costume and going door to door. But we also all remember the fears and the anxieties of being a kid and going to school and being the one left out. We remember being the kid that is relying on that blanket for comfort, for safety. We remember being the kid that's smarter and louder than everybody, but nobody will listen to us unless we raise our voice. We all remember being like Sally, the little sibling, the forgotten one. So we all can look at these archetypes, look at these characters, and identify ourselves and identify our own lives and our own world. But that's why the Peanuts was instrumental to our daily newspaper and our daily routine for 60 years. My favorite stuffed animal as a child was the first stuffed animal I had. was a stuffed Snoopy that my dad brought back for me when he was at a clergy convention. And I slept with it every night for years and years and years. We still have it. Now my son has it. I mean, it's threadbare. It's no longer white. He's had his nose replaced, his ears replaced, his eyes replaced multiple times. But it's still, one of the most important possessions in our house. It's something that links me personally to my childhood and links my son's childhood to mine. So there's never been a time in my life when I haven't been familiar with the Peanuts, when I haven't been familiar with Snoopy, and there's never been a time in my life when I haven't identified with Charlie Brown as a person.